The short answer is, in 99% of cases, no. It's not worth it to play Half-Life Alyx with a no VR mod. If you want a longer answer, here it is. So let me start off by saying that Half-Life Alyx, in my opinion, is not only the best Half-Life game, but basically the best game of all time. I don't think any game will ever be able to replicate what I felt playing Half-Life Alyx. It's just perfect in basically every aspect. And it is so great because it's in VR. And because the game is focused around playing it in VR. And don't get me wrong here, a VR game isn't automatically good because it's in VR. It's how games work with it. The only title that kinda compares to Half-Life Alyx is Boneworks and Bone Labs. And those games are so much worse than Half-Life Alyx. They don't even come close, basically. They are good, you can have fun with them, the sandbox mode in them is incredibly fun. But in terms of a single-player shooter story game, there's no competing with Half-Life Alyx. But only if it's in VR. Valve know what they're doing. They go through vigorous playtesting to make sure that a game is as perfect as it can be. And they did it with the VR technicalities as well. The game is perfectly laid out at every step of the way for VR. And playing it without VR basically just makes it a walking simulator. The only upside to playing it with a no VR mod is you get to experience the story yourself. But even as someone who claims Half-Life Alyx to be my very favorite game of all time, I think the story might be the weakest aspect of it. It's not bad or anything, I think it's fine, but you are just ruining the experience for you if you only play it for that. The truly great thing about Half-Life Alyx is the VR elements, the gameplay designed for VR. Fighting any amount of enemies in Half-Life Alyx is a challenge. While 3 Combine soldiers in regular Half-Life 2 may be an easy task, doing the same in Half-Life Alyx actually needs you to hold your weapon and aim and stuff, which is not only super fun, but translating it to non-VR, you just lose all of that. And Half-Life Alyx is designed with that in mind, so there are way less enemies in Half-Life Alyx than, say, a regular Half-Life 2 or whatever. So trying to play it in non-VR just doesn't work. The game is from the start laid out to not work in non-VR. But to most of the people watching this right now, you probably are here for a reason. And if I can assume that reason, it's most likely because you can't afford a VR headset, or it's because you have a disability that doesn't allow you to play VR. To speak on the financial aspect first, I totally understand it. In tons of parts of the world, even the cheapest of VR headset will cost you multiple months, if not years of your wage. So I get why it's impossible for so many people. And if you genuinely are in a situation where you won't be able to afford a VR headset in the short or long term, even then, I wouldn't say play it in non-VR. Same goes if you have any disabilities that don't allow you to play VR, because there is a better option than the no VR mod, which is just watching a let's play of it. Whoever your favorite YouTuber is, go watch the let's play of it. I don't know, PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, or the dozens of other let's plays there are. That way you at least see what it's like for someone to play it. You won't experience the emotions yourself, but you have somebody telling you their emotions while playing it. So you can at least try and comprehend what it's like to play Half-Life Alyx. Like, the best option is of course to play Half-Life Alyx with VR. The second best is, in my opinion, watching a let's play of it. And the worst option is to play it in non-VR. You can consider playing it in non-VR after you've watched a let's play, but I love and respect the team that made Half-Life Alyx non-VR, like, great work on their part, but I don't think there really ever is a reason to play it. The only possible reason is a second playthrough where you just want to see what it's like without VR out of curiosity. But even that won't be very fun, I don't think, because even with all the adjustments they made to make it better suited for non-VR playing, it will never be the same as with VR. Which, just to be very clear, the team behind the mod never claimed this at all. Like, they aren't out there saying this is the alternative to play it. They know they can't do the impossible. Just to be clear, like, don't go and leave like low reviews or something. The team did the best they could is all I'm saying. Though I also want to speak to the people living in first world countries. A majority of the people watching are privileged enough to live in a first world country. And in that case, it is feasible to be able to save up for a VR headset. Buying a used MetaQuest on eBay will run you $100 to $200, maybe, if that. So if you're an adult, you can probably just put it aside, perhaps over a few months if needed. And I think that is a reasonable amount to spend on VR. I think for a lot of people watching this will be feasible. If you happen to be a child, you can wish for money on your birthday to buy a VR headset. Because just only in my opinion, of course, it is well worth it. Like, Half-Life Alyx with VR is the best experience in gaming I've ever had. And as I said, I don't think it will ever be topped. And hell, you can even sell your VR headset afterwards if you don't want it anymore. The one problem with VR is that there aren't a lot of games. The Half-Life Alyx is the only game I would say you should buy a VR headset for. And everything else is kind of just, maybe you're a fan of VR chat, maybe you're a fan of Beat Saber or something. Every other game is basically just a tech demo, it feels like, including things like Boneworks or Bone Labs. So yeah, the conclusion is, playing Half-Life Alyx without VR is basically never worth it. If you seriously can afford a VR headset, or maybe you have a disability that doesn't allow you to play VR, watch a let's play of it instead. And if you're lucky enough to live in a first world country and to possibly have the option to buy a VR headset if you, say, save up a couple of months, I would say it's worth it just for Half-Life Alyx. And if you want to, you can sell the VR headset afterwards again. A MetaQuest will run you no more than $100 to $200 on eBay. So yeah, that was my thoughts on it. Again, shout out to the team for creating Half-Life Alyx no VR. It does have its place, but I don't think it makes for a good first playthrough. That's all basically. Let me know what you think in the comments as well though. So yeah, otherwise, thank you for watching.